Hello, welcome back. So today I wanted to show you these. And they look like rings, but really they're splints for my hands that are custom sized. This is what the other side looks like. And I wanted to tell you a little bit about my ring splints. So these are ring splints. And what they do is they splint my joints and keep them from bending back too far. So basically, with my ring splint, oh, that's not gonna focus. With my ring splint, this is as far as my finger can go. It goes straight, which is where it's supposed to stop. Without my ring splint, my finger goes much farther. And the difference is between something like this and say something like this. And over time, this hyperextension can really hurt and be damaging to your joints. And for me in particular, because I have a genetic condition called Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, that hyperextension and hypermobility is kind of inherent in the condition. And so I have these splints to help me, to help keep my joints in the right place and help aid with the proprioception of my joints as well, knowing where they are and having that physical limit of how they stop and where to keep them. Also, my thumb ones are a little bit more intense. They have a bit on the inside here and a bit that comes down here like that. And that really helps, not just with proprioception, but it helps me from going too far in or too far back. And it helps me from just kind of dislocating my thumb forward or backwards. So that's really helpful for the thumb pieces. And that's kind of the overview of these. Now, my splints are made by a company called the Silver Ring Splint Company. They've been around since the 80s, I believe, and they have been making wonderful ring splints. I've tried other makers from Etsy. I've tried making my own with wire, and honestly, nothing compares because these splints are made so well and they just have a really, really superior comfort I've found to other creators. And that's not to knock other creators. Sometimes they can work for other people. Everyone's hands are different, but for me, the Silver Ring Splint Company has definitely worked the best. What I really like about the splints is that they're a little bit moldable. So if I take my splint here, you can push it in to make it a little bit more like that. The angle's a little bit more acute, and that makes it so that my finger can bend back a little bit more than it did before. And you can push it out. And this helps too if you've got a day where if you have swelling in your hands, and that way, see, it's a little bit more bent. If you have swelling, it can make the rings fit a little bit tighter or a little bit looser, depending on your joints. So I really like that about them. I love that they look like jewelry. I get a lot of comments and a lot of compliments on them when I do wear them, because people think that it's just a really interesting fashion choice. And these are honestly my only types of mobility aids or splints that people mistake as not being a mobility aid or splint or medical device. So I just think they're really unique looking and really pretty. Again, I use them because I have Ehlers-Danlos syndrome and my joints hyperextend. So that is a big reason why I use them. They're really good with joint stability, and they really help me pick things up and just manage my day-to-day activities with a little bit more stability in my fingers. So that's my big reason why I wear them. And honestly, I don't use them all the time. For instance, I'm a part-time wheelchair user. So when I use my wheelchair, I don't tend to wear many, if any, of my ring splints. And the reason is because this metal on metal. It's a terrible clinky sound that just does not feel good, does not sound good, especially with every push of your push rims. So I tend to not wear them when I am using my wheelchair. Some people do, I do not. Other things that I tend to not wear them for is I'm a big crafter and I'm a big knitter. And with yarn, it can get caught in these little, when I bend my finger, the rings kind of stick up and the yarn gets caught in that kind of stuff. So again, I don't tend to wear many of my ring splints when I knit, except for these ones here. And I'll show you why. Because when I knit, I actually have calluses. I'm not sure if you can see them, especially because my camera is not going to focus on my hands. But I have literal calluses on my fingers of where these ring splints go because I wear them so much when I knit. But with the thumb, because my thumbs go pretty far back, gotta get it back in place. Because my thumbs go pretty far back, these really help me grip my needle and have a lot more stability in my thumb. So I tend to wear just the thumb ones when I craft or when I do my knitting. So these aren't things that I wear all day, every day, but they are definitely tools that help me to get a lot more stability in my hands, and it really lessens the hand fatigue as well. So let me get these back on. There we go. Yay. So how did I get these? I got these two ways. The first way is that you can't just order these off of Amazon or even order them from the company website, although I think they're working on an ordering system directly from their website. Last time I checked. I'm not sure if it's live yet. But the way you can order these is to go to an occupational therapist, specifically someone who specializes in hand therapy. And I believe the Silver Ring Splint Company has a list where you can kind of search out your area to find a person that is specialized in measuring for these ring splints, and make an appointment, go in, and you will be measured with special measuring tools for what you need, and they'll evaluate your need for splints and what splints you might need, and you'll be measured. They'll put in that order, and they'll come in through your hand therapist. Now, that's one way. The other way that I've gotten ring splints is at conferences. So sometimes for different conferences, the Silver Ring Splint Company comes and is a sponsor or has a booth. And that is the other way I've gotten ring splints from them. And so, because I went to the conference and I was able to get the ring splints that I needed directly from that company. So that's how I got my splints. Now, I will say this. Mine were not covered by insurance. And generally, it's a little bit difficult to get them covered by insurance. Not unheard of. I do know plenty of people who have gotten their ring splints covered by insurance, but it's much more of a process, shall we say, because typically what you have to do is your hand therapist will order them, you'll pay out of pocket, and then try to, as a self-pay option, bill back to insurance. And that takes a lot of initiative on the part of you as a patient to put in that requisition, is not the right word, to put in that receipt back to insurance and take that chance of them not covering it. So that is just one risk that can come from these, and these are not cheap, guys. But for me and the stability and support that they have given me, they are worth every penny. Every penny. So no, for me, they were not covered by insurance. A lot of times they can be, but it just depends on your insurance and specific codes and words that are used, it gets really complicated. So I definitely talk to your hand therapist to see if they have had any patients where they get them covered. Also, the Silver Ring Splint Company website does have an FAQ section, and getting them covered is a topic that they talk about. So if you're looking to get them covered, I would check out their website as well. I will link that down in the description below. And yeah, so that's just the kind of lowdown about my ring splints, and I hope you find that helpful. And I will talk to you in the next video. Please, if you have any other questions about them, let me know in the comments. Shoot me a message. I'll always respond. So I hope you have a great day, and I will talk to you later. Bye.